$200. I came to the United States with $200 in my pocket and a desire to pursue my dream. Most importantly, I came to the United States to experience a different model in education. Fast forward to today, after almost 2 decades in the United States, and I have just resigned from my college professor position after working in higher education for 10 plus years, and now I'm building my own school, Classroom Without Walls. In this video, I want to open my heart and to share with you why I'm so passionate about education and why I want to make a difference in education and why I want to create a different model for teaching and learning, and how a traditional educational system back then in China and slowly and softly killed my interest in learning and the curiosity and passion for life and my ability to engage in critical thinking and outside of the box thinking. So let's the story begin. And when I was a little kid, I was very, very inquisitive, just like many other children, like you watching this video right now. I was very curious about many things in life. Where did babies come from? Why birds were flying on the sky? Why certain things they were floating on the river and other things are not? So where did the universe come from? So I asked my parents all sorts of questions. I was very interested in physics. But very soon I started school and I noticed the physics I was learning from my teachers and from my school environment was very, very, very different from the physics that I was experiencing outside the school environment. And the outside learning and on the street, outside of the formal educational environment was a lot more engaging, a lot more fun than the indoor within the classroom learning. So at the time, I started to really kind of question the value and the method behind our education. But not much I could do. So fast forward to middle school, things became a lot worse. And we had so many exams. Pretty much every single week, there was a major exam. And the curriculum I focused, or we focused back then in China was, I think, STEM based. We spent so much time learning physics, math, and chemistry. That was pretty much everything I learned. And so we had so many exams on a weekly, on a monthly, bi-monthly basis. This is the crazy part. So every time after an exam was over, so we had a big wall in the hallway, and every single kid, our grade was publicized on that big wallpaper. So as soon as you walked into the school, you could literally see every single kid's grade. It was humiliating. And in China, I'm not sure about the situation in your country, but in China, popularity was being defined as academic excellence. So you wanted to be a good student, A+, straight A students, and being teachers' favorite kid. So can you imagine the humiliation, having your academic performance being observed by every single school teacher and classmates? And this is another crazy part. So every time after an exam was over, our seating arrangement in the classroom would be changed based on our score for that particular exam. So pretty much the good students would be sitting at the front and the bad students would be sitting in the back. And so even though you didn't know anyone in the classroom, as soon as you walked into the classroom, you could pretty much predict who was the good kids and who was the bad one. And so every time we had a parents meeting, so all the parents will come to school at the same time, and the parents will be sitting at where the kids are. So in other words, good parents from good parents from good children, they will be sitting in the front of the classroom, and parents from so-called bad students, they will be sitting in the back of the classroom. And again, being in a country like China, that was hugely humiliating. And it was such a horrible experience, and I had lots of emotional ups and downs. I was gaining weight, I was losing weight, overweight, very thin, underweight. It was a mess. And the only thing I survived was because everybody else was going through the same thing, so I didn't really question much. And by the time I got to high school, oh my God, things become even worse. And all the exams and the humiliation continued. But I think the worst part was even between classmates, I don't feel like we were friends anymore. So we almost became enemies. And the message that we received from the media, from the society, from our parents, from the school teachers was there were only, like, for example, 10 spots for the good popular schools. You were really trying hard to get into those 10 schools. So I remember we were lying to each other on a daily basis. Did you study last night? No, I played, or I watched TV. And do you actually know the answer for this question? No, I didn't know the answer for those questions. Everybody was lying. Everybody knew the answer. Everybody was studying very hard at home, but we didn't tell each other the truth. And with the fear that other people would be taking our spot, including myself, I was lying. I felt so disgusted by myself, by this, educational model and everything. But again, because everybody was doing the same thing, and I was like, wow, that really inspired me to come to the United States to pursue a different model. And this horrible experience, I don't even remember how many times I was thinking about committing suicide. It was really sad. And by the time I finished high school, I was literally begging my parents. I was like, Mommy and Daddy, a little bit emotional, and I don't want to go to college. I hated learning. I hated education. I hated school. I couldn't hate this thing anymore. But you know what? Being in a country like China, that was not a choice. And so I continued. I went to college, and throughout all those academic years, I struggled so much. And but I did well. I learned to be resilient. I learned to be very, very tough. I guess that is something positive that came out of this unpleasant educational experience. And that is kind of my story. That is why I'm building my own classroom without walls, because I don't want to have my own children or every single children to go through this horrible educational experience. Today, I'm an entrepreneur. I love learning. I love collaborating with others. Learning should be fun, should be transformative. And I'm literally creating a new model in education where learning or personalized learning is affordable and it is possible. And where children, they enjoy learning. I want to rekindle their desire for learning, their passion for life. So I'm proud of this school that I'm developing. And if you are interested in learning more about it, please leave your question in the comment section. My upcoming program is Entrepreneurship Immersion, which has online learning and a 10-day immersion in Singapore. It is a pretty solid program. The program is something that I wish I had when I was a little kid. And it is something that I wanted my own children to experience when they become a little bit older. But anyway, and if you are interested in the program, we'll also be visiting Fortune 500 companies like Microsoft, Adobe, and I have top-notch speakers to come to Singapore where students are learning not only from academics, but also from practitioners. There's also an online class, certifications, LinkedIn learning, and visiting Universal Studio and everything, and daily meditation and outdoor challenges. So if you are interested in the program, comment below. If you happen to know anyone who might be interested in the program, please also let me know. I give a $200 referral fee for every student who signs up from you. And the passion for me to build this program is to really create a new model in education where learning becomes transformative and enjoyable. And so thank you so much for supporting me on this mission, on creating this classroom without walls movement, because I truly believe learning has to involve the heart, and the best education happens outside the classroom. Thank you so much for watching. This is I, the founder of Classroom Without Walls.